Hello guys and welcome. I'm gonna try to explain to how to resolve this horrible noise that the E13 hub and cassette is doing on the YT Decoy. We're gonna need this grease or green gun. I use also baby toilets, very useful. You're gonna need eventually a wrench, but probably better use fixed wrench, degreaser, cassette tool, and then the chain tool, for sure. This fixed 17 cone tool wrench, sorry, and then this 3mm Allen key. So to start, you need to remove the cassette. You need to unscrew this small nut that you have in the second cock. Be careful not to lose it, and then you are able now to rotate the cassette as a classic one, but you need to engage the chain tool in the first cock because this is a two pieces cassette. So you need to remove. So one piece is just the first cock is the one piece, and the remaining of the cocks, the remaining 10th, is just the other piece. So yes, you need to rotate only till this until you see the open and close mark. It should be just few degrees, like 2-3 teeth will be enough. And then again, once you rotate it, you are able now, you can proceed to separate the bigger part, which is the 10 pieces or the 10 cocks piece. What I do normally is I take the chain tool in order not to force in any particular teeth or whatever. So you use the chain tool, and then you apply pressure. You use like a lever to just separate again from the first from the biggest cock. Another thing that I do is just using this small wrench and apply just a little bit of pressure and then rotate. So then the pressure is evenly distributed. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just now getting this piece out. When you see that it's loose enough, you just take it from two sides, like following the diameter, and then you pull off, and then should be removed easily. It's just pressure. You just put in there on pressure. It doesn't have any fixing, any thread, anything. Actually, this whole cassette is just mounted on the drive on pressure. Even the first cock or the biggest cock, you will see now, is just pure attached to the drive, to the driver on pressure, which is I don't like it at all because it has the tendency to slide to the right, or basically just like a slide out of the driver. Okay, so what you see now in the wheel here is just the main part, or the part that is attached to the driver, and a small washer, I would say, the plastic washer, which is this piece here, that it goes attached to the other part of the cassette. Again, this is only applying pressure. I'm assuming also this is something that it will be wearing out, this because at the end is plastic against metal, so it's something that will be wearing out. So, in my opinion, this cassette is super standard to the quality of the bike that is expected here. So okay, now it's removed, and you see now the cassette and a little bit of the driver, or the cock and a little bit of the driver. So now you just unscrew this number 3mm X key. You unscrew the nut there, and now you should be able to remove this cock again by just applying pressure on the diameter. So with the two hands, you just pull out, and it should be out relatively easy. So what happened is, if you find the bike that is not switching correctly to the 11th gear, that is because the cassette has moved. So it has a slide out of the driver, as you can see here, a little bit, few millimeters, and then that's why you cannot engage the number 11th gear, the 11th gear. So don't try to adjust the derailleur when you find out that it's not switching correctly, it's not shifting correctly. It's just because the whole cassette has slide out, or has moved to the right. So now you see here, this is the driver. Again, you see this thread, but as in any other XD driver, but it's not used. So now what you see on the brake side, again, you have like this cap that is also contains a number 3 or 3 millimeters X key, Allen key. You need to unscrew, and now this whole cap, which is sort of a cap, you can place there 20 millimeters wrench. So you will have now this part with the 20 millimeters wrench, and on the drive side you have a 17 millimeter space to just put there the wrench. And this is like the old bikes, right, where you have the 2 cones at each side of the hub. So this is the same. You have on this side, on the brake side, you have this cap, and on the other part you have a cone. So what happened with this noise, I will explain later, is that either you have dirt in the whole hub bearing and bearing plus axle system, or because you have too much pressure on the cones. So now I'm removing here this cap. Again, it's very well sealed, by the way, and now you can see the bearing on the bearing on the brake side, and now what you have there is just an axle. Within this axle is where you put the normal axle to just tighten the wheel to the frame. Okay, now you remove the cap, and then this axle you can just remove it, and also you can remove the driver to clean it. Okay, so as you can see there, here in this part of the hub, you have the rachet system. Make sure it's clean and correctly greased. Okay, and it really has to move freely and smoothly. And now you can see the rachet system. It reminds me a little bit to the Mavic ones, but it's very solid in this case. But now the problem this hub has, in my opinion, is this cone system. So now, as you can see here on the there you go, here, this is the cone. So make sure this is clean, and if you apply too much pressure between the 2 cones, basically the 20 millimeter wrench side, which is on the brake side, and the 17 millimeters wrench on the drive side, if you have too much pressure, it creates noises. So this is the driver once removed. This is the rachet system on the hub. Now I put that together right now, and I am checking if it really rotates freely. So it has to be very free. You should not feel any grip, basically any difficult of movement or any noise whatsoever when you are moving or rotating the axle. So again, once you put the desired pressure, you just lock again with this 3 millimeters Allen key. And now you need to check it on the bike. Once you put the wheel back on the bike, make sure you don't have any free play. If you have a free play, that means that you need to put more pressure on the cones whatsoever. I don't know if technically they are not a cone. It's one cone in one side, and the other side is not a cone. It's just a thread. And this is pretty much similar as a headset, right? It's like a fine art. If you put too much pressure, then you will have this annoying noise. If you have very little pressure, then you will have free play on the hub, on the wheel, which is not good given how heavy you can ride on these bikes. Or on this bike. What I would recommend it is to check it from time to time. So I need to do this maintenance, I would say every 10-15 rides, that you discover that either the noise is coming back or you have this free play. So unfortunately, if you're running on these wheels or at least on these hubs, is where the whole thing is coming from. So again, the noise is not from the cassette. The only problem that the cassette have is this thing that is slides out of the driver, and you notice that, or you will notice that when the 11th gear is difficult to engage. Okay. Well, I'm now here mounting the cassette again. It's very easy, straightforward. Should not have any problem. And yeah, that's all. Happy days. Enjoy your rides. And if you need anything, please send me the comments. Huh? They can be in English or Spanish. Huh? Ciao, ciao.